This Fleet Equipment Unscripted interview is presented by Hendrickson, a leading manufacturer of heavy-duty suspension systems and components to the global commercial transportation industry. Visit hendrickson-intl.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, I'm Jason Morgan, Content Director for Fleet Equipment, and welcome to Fleet Equipment Unscripted. Today we're talking with Stephen White, Associate Vice President of Business Development at Geotab. Stephen, thanks for taking the time. Great to see you.
Hey, my pleasure. Great to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Okay, so I want to check in with you here because you have a Clean Truck Check tool here that you've released and made an announcement on about all the things that are going on in California, the ICE emissions vehicle regulations that require these clean fleet checks and clean engine checks. Can you give me an idea of what Geotab's role is in this process?
Yeah, absolutely. At Geotab, our mission has always been to help fleets run more efficiently, whether it's improving maintenance, enhancing driver safety, or reducing costs. We are fully committed to providing solutions that make fleet operations smoother and more effective. And especially in this case, compliance is no different. As a telematics provider, we see our role as a partner to fleets and supporting them and navigating the challenges they face. When it became clear that CARB's Clean Truck Check regulations would become a reality a couple of years ago for many of our customers, we examined the existing compliance methods. We saw significant inefficiencies, i.e. manual inspections, increased downtime, lost productivity, that would really create further pain points for fleets. To address those challenges, we sought CARB verification for our emissions diagnostic report. By doing so, we developed a solution that simplifies the compliance process, enabling fleets to stay compliant without disrupting their operations. Our CARB certified tool helps fleets avoid downtime and fines by automating emissions data, by collecting and reporting that data. And ultimately, our goal is to provide fleets with the tools they need to stay compliant while focusing on what they do best, and that's keeping their business moving forward.
Right, for sure. So just a little context here too. This is for any truck. So this is in California. This is a CARB regulation. This is for any truck going in and out of California. It's not just trucks registered in California, I believe. It's any trucks operating in California. And I mean, as you noted here, penalties for noncompliance can be up to $1,000 per vehicle. There's downtime associated with it. Inspections can require an hour to 3 hours of downtime, which can be significant, right? That's costing fleets money. Can you give me, so how does this actually work? On the Geotab side, how is this automated data helping to stay in compliance, and what's the process?
Yeah, absolutely. First, let's kind of roll back a little bit more in the context. The Clean Truck Check applies to nearly every diesel and alternative fuel vehicle out there with a gross vehicle rating of over 14,000 pounds. So let's make sure to put that in where I don't want to scare people when their Ford Fusions that they're going to have to meet this today. It's probably coming their way though. But to kind of to address how we're able to do this. Heavy duty trucks, regardless of where they're based, must meet the Clean Truck Check standards to operate on any California road. So that's the one part where a lot of people had a kind of a misnomer is they think the truck has to be registered in California. No, it's any truck that operates within the California other roads. And like you mentioned, non-compliance is costly, and for two main reasons. First of all, you got fines. So, like you mentioned, violations can result in significant penalties. It can range from $10,000 per vehicle per day under the CARB regulations. But then also you got to figure in downtime. So, traditional compliance methods, such as manual inspections, it requires vehicles to be taken out of operation for at least 1 to 3 hours per each inspection. So, kind of using the industry averages out there for time of a vehicle, the downtime can cost anywhere from $300 to $900 per vehicle of lost revenue, associated with these other compliance expenses. And then, of course, if a vehicle fails inspection, non-compliance can force a vehicle off the road for several days, and the cost can multiply rapidly. Geotab's CARB compliance solution with the Clean Truck program is directly addresses these challenges, saving fleets both time and money. So we're eliminating manual inspections. Another very important aspect of this is proactive maintenance management. Fleet managers using My Geotab, which is our backend user portal, just people know what My Geotab is, can easily monitor emission status, identify vehicles that need attention, and address issues before they escalate. Real-time insights such as pass-fail statuses and fault details really help enable fleets to prioritize repairs and avoid those unexpected breakdowns. So you're really able to streamline operations with the Geotab solution. So fleets can integrate CARB compliance seamlessly into their normal workflows. The required data is submitted automatically, and managers receive immediate feedback on inspection results and next inspection dates. So this really helps eliminate delays and manual tracking for the fleets.
So a couple quick follow-up questions here. Is this, do I need the Geotab Go device? Do you have integrations with engine manufacturers to make this possible into My Geotab? How does that part of the technology work?
Yeah, so that's a great thing. So all that data and information is flowing from our Go device, which is our piece of hardware that's on the truck. And then it's sending that data seamlessly to the back-end portals. So the fleet managers, the maintenance managers of the fleets can easily see that near real time on the My Geotab portal.
Right, perfect. And then if I'm understanding you correctly, does that mean that the data that's going on the My Geotab portal, is that going to CARB specifically, and then you're getting feedback from CARB on that compliance, or is that an internal tool for fleet managers to manage and then get the CARB compliance?
So it's an internal tool for the fleet managers. So they're able to have that data to be able to submit their reports to CARB. So again, it's taking out that manual process of them having to either take a service code scan tool and manually having to plug that into the truck, and then again manually having to keep track of when those important inspection dates are every 6 months. Because again, if you miss one, you're talking thousands of dollars a day. So it's much easier and much more automated for the fleets, especially when you're talking a fleet that has hundreds or possibly thousands of trucks.
Yeah, for sure. And as you mentioned earlier, not pulling those into the bay to get that done every 6 months is that's rather intensive to get the reporting. So having that at your fingertips, super helpful. On the whole compliance topic here, because I think California and CARB is one of those ones that there are a lot swirling around in terms of compliance with the regulations in that state. How are you trying to stay ahead of those regulations from that technology point of view?
Yeah, so that's where, a lot of it has to do with not only being able to communicate with those compliance agencies, like CARB's for example. I mean, we've been communicating with them for the past few years on the Clean Truck Check program to really make sure that, one, they were kind of using, some of it as us as a sounding board. And two, we really want to make sure we're doing what's right and best for them. Probably one of the other big things is really trying to stay ahead. And by that, it's, future proofing, compliance. So, this is the regulation today. 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now, who knows where it may go. So, this way, Geotab is really able to, offer cutting edge capabilities to meet and exceed current CARB compliance requirements, but then also what could be coming down the road as well. Today we're able to have, continuous emissions monitoring. So your real-time data collection, reporting, which ensures fleets to meet ongoing emission standards set by CARB, and then possibly down the road, it could be the EPA maybe takes this, or other states, take CARB's regulations, which has happened, in the past. The other big thing we're really, being able to future-proof the Geotab solution is over-the-air updates. Our Go device, the in-cab hardware, can be updated remotely. So they can adapt to evolving regulations without requiring, either hardware replacement, or, also for the fleets, it really ensures, compliance with future regulatory changes as they come down the road. The other benefit of future proofing really is, we're able to now get to the ability, and especially through, this CARB Clean Truck program, is the remote vehicle diagnostics. So Geotab leverages remote diagnostics to support compliance efficiently by taking, full fault alerts so we can get early detection of emissions related faults before, it costs the fleet money being out of compliance. The other thing is cloud-based reporting. So we're able to, use centralized data storage, and that allows fleets to generate compliance reports instantly, while also avoiding delays and or manual intervention that you have. And then probably the last but not least, when it comes to future proofing to it, is, scalability for those future regulations that could come. Geotab's modular telematics platform is designed to incorporate future CARB requirements, seamlessly. Do we know what those are going to be? No, but we have the ability to expand that. We can support for new pollutants. As CARB expands its focus to include additional pollutants in addition to the CO2, Geotab's open architecture allows integration of new modern capabilities. Again, a lot of it can be just through, over their updates. The other thing is enhanced sensor integration. As the sensor become more advanced for oxide and nitrogen particles, and then also particulate matter, or as other emissions components can be either surveyed, or as the regulations evolve, those needs can be met.
Right. Well, and something I want to go back to too, and I don't want to lose sight of it, and I think you alluded to it earlier, is just how close those types of things are also, those compliance components are also tied to maintenance parts, right? If you're not in compliance, chances are you might have a maintenance issue too, and that just speaks to the importance and that total cost of ownership of operating the vehicle and making sure it's running efficiently and productively. It all kind of ties together and it's linked. It's not just a separate bucket. It's all related. So really cool to see how that comes together. Stephen, I appreciate you taking the time. Always great catching up with you. As you continue to future-proof compliance offerings at Geotab, I'm sure we'll talk to you again very soon.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. And we'll see what happens the next turn in the road here.